Let us see an example of the board meeting. Here are our board members. Let's meet them first. Mr. X Chairman Executive. Mr. Y Managing Director. Mr. Z Independent Director. Mr. A Independent Director. Mr. B Independent Director. Ms. C Independent Director. Mr. D Company Secretary. Mr. E, CFO. Today's agenda of the meeting.
Good morning. I welcome you all to this meeting called Inter alia for the purpose of approval of accounts and board's report and certain other matters which have been circulated to the board members in advance. Since Mr. D, Company Secretary, has confirmed that all the directors are present, we can commence the proceedings of the meeting. Since the quorum is present, let's take the first item on the agenda. The minutes of the previous meeting of the board held on 10th March 2017 have already been circulated to all of you as required by the provisions of SS1 issued by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. This is a copy of the said minutes for your perusal.
Since all the directors have already given their no objections for the content of the minutes by email sent to them by the company, shall we take the same on record?
Yes, since there are no further comments from the directors, we can approve the minutes.
Okay. The minutes of the previous meeting of the Board of Directors have been approved. Let's proceed to the next item on the agenda. These are the minutes of the meeting of the Audit Committee held on 10th March 2017. These were circulated to the members of Audit Committee and they have approved the same. This is a copy of the said minutes for perusal and noting by the members of the board.
There are no further comments from members of the Audit Committee and we can take note of the minutes and take them on record.
Let's take the minutes of the Audit Committee on record. Let's proceed to the next item on the agenda. These are the minutes of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee meeting held on 10th March 2017. This is a copy of the said minutes for your perusal and noting by the members of the board.
Since there were no further comments from the members of Stakeholders Relationship Committee, the board takes note of minutes and take on record.
The minutes of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee have been taken on record. Let's move to the next point. These are the minutes of the Share Transfer Committee meeting held on 10th March 2017 and 9th April 2017 for perusal and approval by the members of the board. Here is the summary of the business transacted at the aforesaid meeting. On 10th of March 2017, the company has issued 500 shares as duplicate share certificates. Similarly, on 9th of April 2017, there has been transfer of shares of 250 shares which has been approved by the Share Transfer Committee. Since there are no further comments from the members of the Share Transfer Committee, the board takes note of the minutes and the minutes of the Share Transfer Committee are taken on record. Let's move to the next item on the agenda. The meeting of the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee was held on 10th of March 2017 to discuss the progress of various projects undertaken by the company. The company has undertaken the work of development of a school in the village located near the factory. Similarly, the company has also decided to provide computers to the children studying in the said school. A report relating to the said projects was noted by the CSR committee. These are the minutes of the CSR committee. You are requested to take note of the same.
I am satisfied with the overall speed at which the project is taking shape. It is commendable that the company has undertaken such a project that will help the students in the village to pursue their education with all the electronic aids that are available to the students in the city schools.
Let's take the minutes on record. To the next point on the agenda, which is noting the minutes of the meeting of Risk Management Committee. Meeting of the Risk Management Committee was held on 10th March 2017. This is a copy of the said minutes for perusal of the members of the board.
I request the directors to approve minutes of the Risk Management Committee meeting held on 10th March.
As everyone is satisfied with the minutes, hence the same may be approved by the board.
I take that the minutes of the Risk Management Committee have been noted.
The company has complied with all the provisions of various laws that are applicable to the company. In fact, to ensure the compliance of corporate laws, labor laws, direct and indirect taxes, the company has purchased a legal compliance software. The said software has been very helpful to take care of all the compliances throughout the year. A report on the statutory compliances prepared by the Secretarial and Legal Department has already been circulated to all of you. Does anyone have any query on this report?
Mr. D, are there any non-compliances during the quarter ended 31st March 2017?
Sir, there are no non-compliances. We are fully compliant with all the laws.
Since there are no non-compliances, the board approves the statutory compliance report. To the next item on the agenda, that is recording notices of disclosures by the directors. The company has received a notice of disclosure of interests in Form MBP1 from Mr. Z, who has been appointed as a director of PQR Limited, an unlisted public company, on 20th of April 2017. I request the board to take note of the same and take the form on record.
The board takes the note of the notice of disclosure received from Mr. Z.
Is to take on record declaration from independent directors that they meet the criteria of independence. As you all know, that as per section 149 subsection 7 of Companies Act 2013, every independent director is required to give a declaration at the first meeting of the board in every financial year that he meets the criteria of independence. Accordingly, the company has received the declarations from Mr. Z, Mr. A and Mr. B that each one of them meets the criteria of independence as laid down in subsection 6 of section 149. I take note of the same.
Is to take on record secretarial audit report given by KKR and Associates Company Secretaries pursuant to section 204 of the Companies Act, read with Rule 9 of the Company's Appointment and Remuneration of Managerial Personnel Rules 2014. The Companies Act has made it mandatory for all listed companies to annex with its board's report a secretarial audit report given by a company secretary in practice in the prescribed form. The secretarial audit of our company was conducted by KKR and Associates Company Secretaries. They have completed the audit process and given their report as required by the Act. Since the company has complied with all the provisions of various legislations applicable to the company, there are no qualifications or adverse remarks in the said report. I now request you to go through the report that is now tabled before the board.
Does the scope of the secretarial audit also cover labor laws and Foreign Exchange Management Act in addition to the Companies Act and SEBI LODR Regulations 2015?
Sir, the secretarial audit covers compliance with all the laws that are applicable to the company. And so it also covers labor laws and FEMA, and as well as Companies Act and CBA LODR regulations. And KKR and Associates have covered all these laws under their audit.
Since there are no qualifications and adverse remarks, shall we take the report on record?
Yes, please.
Now, since the secretarial audit report has been taken on record, we'll move to the next point on the agenda. I would like to place the confirmations received to the effect that the directors are not disqualified under section 164 of the Companies Act 2013. We have received the confirmations from all the directors to that effect. I request that the confirmations be noted by the members of the board. I'll now proceed to the next item on the agenda, that is to evaluate performance of independent directors of the company by the board. Schedule 4 of Companies Act 2013 contains the code for independent directors. The code requires the board of directors to evaluate performance of independent directors of the company without the presence of the directors being evaluated. I therefore request the independent directors to leave the boardroom and join the meeting once the discussion on this matter is concluded.
Let us now evaluate the performance of the independent director.
I have observed and appreciated that all the independent directors effectively contribute at board and committee meetings. Each of them bring in different perspective.
The independent directors have helped to ensure comprehensive and effective compliance and corporate governance by making valuable suggestions. The board is satisfied with the performance of the independent directors. Since the performance of the independent directors have been evaluated, I will now request the company secretary to ask the independent directors to return to the boardroom. Next item on the agenda, to approve the stand-alone annual financial statements and consolidated financial statements together with the stand-alone and consolidated cash flow statement for the year ended 31st March 2017. The board is requested to consider and approve the stand-alone annual financial statements and consolidated financial statements together with the stand-alone and consolidated cash flow statement for the year ended 31st March 2017. I'll now read the text of the resolution. Resolved that the stand-alone financial statements and consolidated financial statements together with stand-alone and consolidated cash flow statements be and are hereby approved. Mr. X, Chairman, Mr. Y, Managing Director, Mr. E, CFO, and Mr. D, Company Secretary, be and are hereby authorized to sign the said financial statements on behalf of the board. The aforesaid financial statements be submitted to the auditors for their report thereon. I declare that the resolution has been approved unanimously. Consider recommendation of final dividend for the financial year 2016-17 and opening of dividend account with the bank. The board is requested to consider the recommendation of final dividend for the financial year 2016-2017.
What was the amount of dividend per share paid by the company during the last 3 financial years?
The company has paid final dividend for the past 3 financial years, which was as follows: 2013-14 rupees 30 per share, 2014-15 rupees 30 per share, 2015-16 rupees 50 per share.
In view of increase in the top line and bottom line for 2016-17, I propose a final dividend of rupees 55 per share.
If the company does not have any immediate plan to invest surplus funds in the business. It is worthwhile to pay good dividend to the shareholders as, after all, the money belongs to the shareholders. All the directors approve final dividend of rupees 55 per share for the financial year 2016-2017.
I declare that the board has recommended a final dividend of rupees 55 per share for the financial year 2016-2017. Let us go to the next item on the agenda. Friends, let us go to the next item on the agenda. I request you to go through the financial results for the quarter and financial year ended on 31st March 2017, which have been circulated to you earlier along with the finance report. You are requested to approve annual financial results together with consolidated financial results for the financial year ended on 31st March 2017 as tabled before the meeting. I request you to go through the draft resolution circulated along with agenda and notes thereof. The company's performance is satisfactory and it has achieved growth of 60% in the gross turnover as compared to the last year.
I am satisfied with the progress.
Thanks. I will be presenting revised plans for the current year in the next meeting of the Board of Directors. I'll now place the resolution for the consideration of the board. The CEO CFO certificate placed before the board be and he is hereby taken on record. The audit report by Messrs. PQR and Company, statutory auditors of the company, on the audited stand-alone financial results and audited consolidated financial results of the company for the quarter and year ended 31st March 2017 be and is hereby noted. Pursuant to Regulation 33 of SEBI LODR Regulations 2015, the audited stand-alone financial results and audited consolidated financial results of the company for the quarter and year ended 31st March 2017, as recommended by the Audit Committee and tabled before the Board, be and are hereby approved, and the same be signed by the Managing Director and be submitted to the stock exchanges. The audited stand-alone and audited consolidated financial results of the company for the year ended 31st March 2017 be published in two newspapers, one in English language and one in vernacular language. I declare that the resolution has been passed unanimously.
By rotation in the annual general meeting. As per section 152 of the Companies Act 2013, one-third of the directors liable to retire by rotation, other than independent directors of course, shall retire at every annual general meeting of the company. Mr. L, being one of the longest in office since his last appointment, shall be liable to retire by rotation at the ensuing annual general meeting of the company. It is proposed to reappoint him as a director in the ensuing annual general meeting.
Appointment of statutory auditors and to determine remuneration payable to them. Mrs. BKC and Company LLP Chartered Accountants were appointed as statutory auditors at the 20th annual general meeting for a period of 5 years, subject to ratification at every annual general meeting. In view of the above, the board is requested to recommend to the shareholders the ratification of appointment of statutory auditors of the company. The board is further requested to approve remuneration payable to the statutory auditors for the financial year 2016-17. The board approved the proposal for ratification of appointment of Mrs. BKC and Company LLP
The next item on agenda is to approve the draft report of the Board of Directors. With the permission of the Chair, I request the Board members to consider and approve the draft report of the Board as circulated along with the agenda and notes thereon.